My name's Lance Seymour, and this is my story. I grew up just outside of Chicago, and I didn't really have any type of much of a spiritual life. Went to church some, but it was when I was 5, 6 years old. And I knew of Jesus, but I didn't know Jesus. In my early 20s, I got married, and my wife at the time was expecting twins, fraternal twins. And so during that time, my grandmother passed away, and within several months, the twins were due. However, there was complications, and my wife couldn't hold the babies, so they had to be delivered, and they only lived for about 45 minutes, so we named them, and then they were buried later in the cemetery. So during this time, I was obviously pretty depressed about the whole thing, and really haven't experienced anybody, let alone my own children, dying. So I had a friend who was a Christian, and he recommended I read the book of John. And as I was reading the book of John, and I got to the verse 17:24, where it said that, Father, I want those who you have given me to be with me, whom you have given me before the foundation of the world. And that struck me. I wanted to be with Jesus, and I felt the Holy Spirit, and that's the moment just between me and God, me and Jesus, that I was saved. Much later down the road, being married 28 years, I had been going to church, but I had fallen away from Christ, wasn't following like I should, started doing my own thing, and wound up getting a divorce, which was devastating to me as well as my ex-wife. I wound up with a woman for 5 years. She was abusive mentally and physically. So after 5 years, I just couldn't take it anymore. Every day I was crying out to God, literally, to, what have I done? And I wanted to be back in His good graces again, because I felt like I was grieving Him. And so I started to pray every day that He could reconcile me with my ex-wife, and if that wasn't possible, that He would bring someone into my life that was a good Christian woman. And the reconciling with my ex-wife didn't turn out. However, we are friends now, and which is great because of the children. They're grown, and He pursued me because He loves me. And even though you're a Christian, it doesn't mean it's going to be perfect all the time. And so I wound up meeting my wife Christine on an eHarmony dating site, and we just hit it off right away. She's a great, good, godly woman, and I'm telling you, she was in a much better place than me, and it brought me up. And now I'm following Christ again, and redevoted my life to Jesus, and the peace and joy that I have now compared to any time in my life is just fantastic.